The standard wisdom for YouTubing is that it's important to update regularly. How often depends on your niche and whether you're doing shorts or long form, but generally speaking, it's recommended that most YouTubers posting long form videos update weekly. On my channels, historically, I will typically update either once or twice a week. But recently, I realized I was going to try finishing writing the book I was working on in 30 days. And it just so happened to be while I was buying a house. Could I do both of those things without going crazy? If you're interested in that series, I'll link to it in the description. But the point is, in the month of November, instead of my average schedule of 8 episodes, I posted 19 episodes to this channel. How did it turn out? Was more better? Well, let's look at that month's statistics. We'll take a look at November 2024. Okay, so I thought it would be really helpful to take a look at my November stats and see how they differed from October to get a good comparison between the two. So the nice thing is that YouTube offers a good comparison actually within the software, so we don't have to get too mathy about it. But if you want to see in November, there's 2 on this date, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 episodes instead of my normal 8. Let's see, I got 5,600 views, and that was unfortunately 47% less. It was half of what I got in October, despite posting over twice as much. In addition, I got 394.5 watch hours, which is unfortunately 44% less than the month before. Again, nearly half as much, even though I posted twice as much. And this is what really killed me. Look at this. I got 18 subscribers, 90% less than the month before. So not only was I not getting the views, not only was I not having people watch, I was not reaching new people. It stopped the channel growth in its tracks. How paradoxical is that? Put out a lot more content, you think you have this chance to meet all these new people, especially I had been doing kind of a series and thinking, that would really tie everything together. Not so, not so. Let's take a look some more into the content here. Views, the impressions. And that's the thing, I got half as many impressions. So if you're not familiar, impressions is anytime that your thumbnail is shown on YouTube. That can happen a few different ways. Typically that is either through the browse homepage, when people are just browsing through their homepage on YouTube and the video thumbnail comes through, or it can come through suggested, which is the thumbnails that are shown at the end of a video or off to the side while the video is still playing in certain browser formations. All of these times that your thumbnail is shown to somebody and there's a chance that they will click on it and watch it is an impression. So YouTube showed my thumbnails 49% less than in October. So despite posting my stuff twice as often, they decided to show me less. There's my click-through rate was 3.8%. I've actually got my click-through rate on hand. Let's see here, my click-through rate. Now, if I want to show my click-through rate for October, there's another way to do it here too if you want to see. So yeah, see I had a lot more views, a lot more impressions. 3.8 was my click-through rate in October. In November, it was 3.8. So I had the same click-through rate. It wasn't like my stuff was any less compelling, like my thumbnails and titles weren't any good. YouTube just wasn't showing me as often, even though I was posting a lot more. And my average view duration was 414 in November, and in October it was, you may be screaming at the television or your phone at this point, because you probably just saw it, 401. So I actually made my average view duration go up by 13 seconds. My work was a little bit more compelling, and yet YouTube cut my impressions in half. Yikes. Whew. So yeah, it really did hurt me. Bummer. Okay, so we've looked at the stats. Let's talk about it. Not only did it not help, but it actually seemed to hurt my subscriber gain in particular. Wild, huh? I don't regret doing this series. It was a good experiment and I had fun with it, which is really important at the end of the day. Burnout is a real risk as a creator. But I wanted to share that posting more videos doesn't automatically mean that your channel will do better. And in fact, you can temporarily do worse. I've actually heard similar from folks who attempted Vlogmas, where you post a new video every day in December, and they get really excited, and it's hard work and everything, and they're hoping it will help with channel growth and AdSense revenue, and many times it actually hurts their performance. And I've also seen a lot of videos where creators swear off doing Vlogmas because of it. So why do I think that it didn't do as well? Well, I had thought really carefully about making sure that I brought in a lesson for creators every time, since my channel is a lot about content creators. Even though I was writing a book, it's still part of my book of business. I do a lot of different media. I don't just do video and YouTube. So I did a focus on moving into Kindle Unlimited as a business experiment. And as I was writing the book and talking a little bit about the writing process, I focused a lot on just general advice for creators and lessons I was learning, and I showed different filming setups. So I was in my Jeep sometimes, I had wet hair or a bandana other times, and I would say, here, you know, this is forcing me to not find an excuse, like you don't need to have the exact setup. And I worked really hard to incorporate those lessons so that the videos were not just about writing, not just about NaNoWriMo, that they connected to my audience of creators. And it didn't matter, it was still too off topic. People really liked the meat and potatoes work I was doing that was targeted towards video, not stuff where I was working in one creative medium and relating it to everything else. And I think that part of it is that while I had grown a decent sized audience of above 1,000 subscribers, I'm still a small fish in the grand scheme of things, and it does show how hard it is to gain traction when you're smaller. I think a larger channel with a larger subscriber base could have possibly still have found a home for those videos, because YouTube would have more data and have more ways to push it and experiment. It was probably too much of an experiment at too small of a size, although I'm still glad I did it. I have one final update I'm going to make. Once a few things fall into place, that will be the end of the series. And when I do that, I am going to edit it together into one master cut that is a longer video, probably be a couple hours long. So if people want to watch the whole thing in one episode, they can. I think that will also help, because I think it works as a continuous watch. And while I did put them all in a series and I linked them together, that can still be a barrier for some people. So I think it'll be good, and I will be able to repurpose that content and have that longer video. I think that will be cool. But I wanted to be honest about what happened and to let you know, because I've never seen anybody do something quite like this. Anyway, it's been great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.